Hi guys, so I'll be discussing today about the 6 May 2015 earthquake in Papua New Guinea, which jolted a magnitude 7.2. Uh, Fortunately, there is no destruction to both life and properties, and thank God. And I'm more curious on the cause of this earthquake. This earthquake seems to have ruptured a normal fault, and according to the focal plane solution provided by the USGS, it appears that it has ruptured either a steep northeast direction fault or a shallow southwest dipping fault. But it seems to be more consistent with a northeast direction fault, and I believe this particular fault could be related to the subduction zone. Is there definitely because the Pacific plate and the Australian plate are constantly colliding at 100 millimeter per year. And by looking at the depth of the earthquake, it's an intermediate depth, which means more than 100 kilometers. Yeah, it makes sense too. But there are other possibilities as well. The region where the earthquake occurred uh, is where mostly the oil and gas exploration is being carried out, and but it's unlikely it is linked to the anthropogenic activity, because usually any fracking induced earthquake will be producing low seismicity, I mean low magnitude earthquakes, and occurs at a shallow depth. And other possibility is uh, the extensional fault being reactivated due to present day volcanic activity. I mean, it's possible, uh, by looking at the depth, it uh, seems to be linked to subduction zone. Yes, that's definitely. And also, there's a major strike slip in this region. For example, the Sorong fault, yeah, which actually extends from all the way from Sulawesi to Papua New Guinea. Yeah, I mean, this fault is a major fault, and by looking at the terrain, I mean, it's possible that it could be linked to a strike slip which has a normal component. Yeah, it's possible, but the depth, the depth of the earthquake, yeah, the depth. Yeah, the problem is the depth. The depth is, incredibly deep, over 100 over kilometers, which is why a much more detailed study is required to understand the mechanism of this area. I mean, the mechanism that controls all these earthquakes in this area. Need to understand the tectonics of this region, to actually further um, at least to determine the the causes of the earthquake. And it appears to be an area of low angle normal faults, actually the faster slipping low angle normal faults. So there's a lot of mixed deformation structures going on in this area: compression, extension, strike slips in with obliques, oblique strike slip. Oblique faults actually creates more catastrophic damage compared to the normal strike slips. So yeah, a much more detailed study is required to further understand the causes of all this earthquake. Yeah, that's all from me.